Hi everybody, it's Teacher Ann again, and I'm happy because I'm going to read to you a story from one of my favorite books, Road to Work, Applying and Interviewing, written by Ronna Magy, published by New Readers Press. Today's story is called A Medical Emergency, and here's a picture from the book. Start thinking about what do you think the story is about from this picture. 1. Luis is an emergency medical technician, or EMT. The words emergency medical technician start with those 3 letters, and so we often call this job title EMT. So Luis is an EMT and a first responder. Every day, Luis tries to save people's lives. He deals with life and death situations. That's what a first responder does. 2, Luis works for the fire department. When a 911 call comes in, the firehouse alarm rings. It is an emergency. Luis and the other EMTs respond to medical emergencies. They quickly drive to the address. And respond means they quickly go to do something about the emergency to try to help somebody. 3, what does Luis do on his job? Luis gives patients emergency medical care. If a person is bleeding, Luis bandages the cut. If a person isn't breathing, Luis does CPR. Again, this is something that people use the letters instead of the full name of what this is. So CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It's something that emergency medical technicians or EMTs, first responders, police, fire department, doctors, nurses, all medical people, they know how to do this if somebody stops breathing. It's called CPR. If someone breaks a bone, Luis puts a splint on it. It's like a hard bandage that helps the arm heal. Luis takes patients to the emergency room for x-rays and medical care. 4, Luis responds to medical emergencies every day. Last January, 75-year-old Mr. Baum was shoveling snow. Mr. Baum had a heart attack. He stopped breathing. His neighbor called 911. Luis got there quickly. He performed CPR. After a few minutes, Mr. Baum started breathing again. And here's a picture of Luis doing CPR on Mr. Baum. Many of you probably know what this is. And this is a good thing. All of us can learn this. I took a class and learned how to do this. So you don't have to be a first responder or an EMT to learn how to do this. Anybody can learn how to do this. It's a good skill. 5, Luis loves his work. He says, my job is rewarding because I help people every day. Luis also says, this job is not for everyone. On this job, you try to save lives. You have to stay calm. You need to think clearly. He says, my job is rewarding. A reward is a noun. That means when somebody sometimes pays someone money or gives somebody a gift as a way to show thank you. But rewarding means that he feels really good about his job. It's almost like somebody's giving him a reward every day. So that's the story. Let's just go over some of the questions. So what is Luis's job? What is it called? Do you remember that one? Very good. He's an EMT. EMT or emergency medical technician. Very good. And what does he do on his job? Yes, you're right. Every day he tries to save people's lives. And according to paragraph 2, how do Luis and the other EMTs know when there is an emergency? So let's look at paragraph 2. It tells us that he works for the fire department. And something rings. Is it a cell phone? Is it an ice cream truck? Or is it an alarm? Very good. If you said alarm, that is the correct answer. And what does Luis do if a person is bleeding? If somebody's bleeding, he bandages the cut. He takes that special fabric called a bandage, and he bandages the cut so it stops bleeding. And name one reason that Luis takes patients to the emergency room. So there's 2 reasons here. One of them is if they need x-rays, and the other reason is if they need medical care right away. All right, very good. And the last question I will ask about this story is, what did Luis do to help Mr. Baum? Did he drive him to a pharmacy? Did he take him to an English class at JVS? Or did he perform CPR? Very good. If you said he performed CPR, and I'm going to show you that picture again. So that's a good thing you can learn maybe sometime if you have not already learned it. It's called CPR. It's a good skill. It can save people's lives if you know how to do that. So that's what he did. So that's the story of Luis. I hope you liked the story from the book. And there are 3 books in this series, all by Ronna Magy, published by New Readers Press. You can find them on the internet. And I look forward to reading another story to you soon. So keep learning English, and I'll see you again soon.